Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about the TrueBlack deck that I've just purchased and how that stacks up against my existing Rider-Waite deck. I'm going to take the cards individually, so we'll start off with the Fool. The TrueBlack deck is a beautiful deck. The illustrations are gorgeous, as you can see for the one on the right there. The production quality is brilliant. I mean, they're really well made. They feel great in hand. The imagery, however, sometimes I do struggle a little bit with that. I mean, I've used this Rider-Waite deck on the left for over 25 years and I'm very familiar with it, and the way the cards kind of resonate with me and which ones, I'm happy to see and less happy to see, that's all kind of hardwired in there now. And I have to be honest, some of the cards in the TrueBlack deck are a little hard to read, so I'm having to kind of translate them into Rider-Waite and then tell people what they actually mean. But what I thought was interesting was how the cards actually stack up against each other. So with the Rider-Waite on the left, the Fool is the only card to have made it into modern day playing card decks, and he's obviously the Joker. Joker's wild. Stands for all or nothing, can replace any other card. And again, a very simple message to this: if you're just pulling this out on its own, you just go, yeah, all or nothing. Just jump in with both feet and see what happens. And you can see from the stance of the man on the left, his arms are open, he's ready to accept anything that the universe throws at him. It's a lovely sunny day, it's a really bright card. The mountains are pretty unpleasant looking, they're rugged, they're icy, but he's walking away from those. The dog is his sort of happy companion, and that's our kind of human nature, our instinctive, are you sure about this? Little voice on your shoulder going, really? Or is this what we're going to do today? Even down to the clothes that the Fool is wearing, they're a bit muddled up, and that's because his impulses are not yet defined. This is the very start of the journey. He doesn't know where he's going to go. He doesn't know how it's going to turn out. He's got this bundle on his staff there, and that represents previous burdens. One, there aren't very many, and two, he's carrying them very lightly. The staff is black, that indicates the colour of power. Excuse me. The rose is white for purity. He's got a red feather for desire and action. And really interestingly, one of the things I always tell people is he's wearing that laurel crown on his head, which the woman in the World card, which is card 22 in the Major Arcana, is also wearing, because it's the completion of a cycle. This is about the Fool's journey through the Major Arcana and all the experiences and highs and lows that he has eventually reveal the world to him, and then he goes back around and starts again with this lovely stepping out into the unknown. And then you look at the card on the right, which has a completely different feel to it, and I appreciate that I bought this because it's a black deck and it's a very dark deck. I don't think it's what's the word? I don't think it's a dark energy deck or anything like that. I think there's some beautiful cards in this, and even this one, we've clearly got the infant, and children are fairly fearless. There are obviously things in the dark that the child can't see, but they're moving forward, they're quite happy. You have all the other elements of the suits in there. So the butterfly on his forehead represents the suit of swords. We've got a puffer fish for cups. We've got the doves for wands, and we've got the water lilies for pentacles. And then there's this sort of spot varnish in the background behind the child, which look like two wings, and it's the butterfly effect. The idea that a butterfly flaps its wings in South America and we get a thunderstorm in Europe. Everything has cause and effect. But as a card in a reading, I find it quite stilted. It doesn't have that sort of warmth, openness, doesn't have the movement of the Rider-Waite card. So all I can really use this when I'm in the reading and talking to people about it is, you're at the start of a process, And the one thing that it's made me think about recently is, I think it's because the butterfly is highlighted on this card, and the butterfly is part of the suit of swords. and it's not a sword card, the Fool. You know, it's a card of, I would say, if you're going to put it in a suit, it'd probably sit with cups, maybe even wands. I certainly wouldn't put it as a sword. I think it's about adventure and the unknown and that excitement of going somewhere new or meeting someone new. And the card on the right just feels a bit static to me. So again, if you were in a reading and you're just drawing one card and you use the Rider-Waite and got the Fool, it'd be like, fantastic, an exciting day, here we go. If I take that card away, you know, how does that make you feel for today? You know, okay, I know it's about the Fool, and I know it's about taking a journey into the unknown. You know, in his book, Arthur has talked about the Fool being the pinnacle of possibilities and potential, like a child who's learned little. Okay, I get that, but it just seems to lack the joy. There you go, it lacks the joy of the other card.